Hello, Aviator Nation. It's great to see you and Fishing Club. I'm excited for tomorrow on Saturday, the 23rd. We will have our second event this spring, and we're going to have great weather. I think the highest was like 34 degrees the last time we fished. Tomorrow, the high is going to be like 83 degrees. So awesome. Really excited for it. First, the logistical stuff. We will be at Carriage Metro Park. The name of the lake there is Cedar Lake. The address is 7,800 Shaw Road in Huber Heights. The time is from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And this is our second event. Please indicate on the Google Classroom whether you are going or not if you haven't already. Thank you. It just helps me kind of plan ahead to know who's going to be there. All right, let's talk about the lake. Let me zoom out here. Parents or guardians, when you're dropping off your kiddo, you'll probably get off at Brant Pike here, and then you'll be coming down Shaw Road. One of the first things you'll see on the left-hand side after you wind around is the Red Wing Shelter. We are not going to be at the Red Wing Shelter, but it's a great landmark. We will be at the second parking lot right here past the Red Wing Shelter on your left. It's at the edge of the small town there, the historical town there. We will look for the red Ram 1500. That's me, and we will be there. And I'm sure there'll be lots of other parents early in the morning there. There's a restroom here. That's another reason why I picked this lake, which is great. And some tables around here, too, for us to kind of set up on before we get going. What I'd like to do before we get started, unlike last time, is kind of have a quick meeting about the lake, safety rules, and then we'll get a group picture, and then we'll start fishing around the lake. So that will be what we will do. Also, a couple things here. This lake, you're pretty much allowed to fish around the entire thing and walk around it. It's pretty accessible around there. Awesome. At this point in time, if you would like to pause the video and sign off, that's all I have logistically speaking. I am going to stay on and talk a few minutes about what is good for fishing here at Cedar Lake. So let me jump into it. I got some of this information from myself, who has fished it a couple times, and from a blog called Fish Masters, which if you're into fishing, check it out. This gentleman is John Slavin, and he fishes this lake. He fishes all around the Dayton area and writes about all the ponds, lakes, and rivers, his experiences, what works, what doesn't work. He's great. He considers himself an amateur fisherman, but this guy's like pro level, I think. Anyway, I'm going to kind of steal a little bit or borrow from his blog, but I'm going to give him credit along the way. I won't read you verbatim what he's got, but a couple things that he talks about and that I've experienced here at this lake. So first off, right here when we first walk up, you'll see a boat ramp, and you can fish all around this particular lake. That's a good spot to fish around. John talks about fishing over here along these rocks. I have fished here too and caught a catfish right around here at this corner. He is big into bass, and I know a lot of you guys are into that. What he found that worked out several times during his trips here to Cedar Lake is a frog. And that is a topwater bait around the top of the rocks. I would assume that any topwater bait would work well, but he specifically mentions a floating frog on these. You can fish all around here too. I know a lot of bass have been pulled out along this area. And again, fish move. So just because they were there at one point in time here, they're traveling species. 2 to 3 pounders have been pulled out of this lake periodically from time to time. As of a week ago, on my little fishing app, I saw a guy he posted that he had pulled one out. So again, there is lots of bass here. Other species are going to be the normal ones found in this area. We're going to see crappie. We are going to see lots of bluegill, and there is catfish, but they're going to be tough for us to fish for because they're going to be found kind of in the deeper parts at this point in time. Not that you can't try for them, but they are here. Another thing that John Slavin talks about is this is a pressure lake, which is kind of similar to a lot of the lakes we have been visiting. And what that means is it's been fished a lot and often, which isn't a bad thing because it is a stocked lake. But you will have to switch it up with your lures. Use all different types of things. You can use topwater bait. It is that time of the season where we can start doing that. You can use lures that kind of dive underneath of it with a little bit of a diving plane. You can use live bait, which is worms or minnows if you'd like to bring them. A couple things about it. Like I said, you can walk all around it. Over here, This is taken here in the summertime, so this algae bloom won't be there, but there is lower grass, and so you'll have smaller fish in this area that you can fish off of this boardwalk over here. Just be aware that you probably will get snagged from time to time, so just be aware. If you got some expensive lures, it is possible that you could lose them here. Over here is a great dock to fish off of, especially for bluegill and crappie on this area. I've seen some people cast out here looking for bass. Again, a great place to check out, or right next to it. Fish like shelter, so you can fish it around it. And over here, and I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about here. So, aviators, we will see you at the lake. Thanks for tuning in. And this is Mr. Little signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow at Cedar Lake in Carriage Hill Metro Park at 8:30 a.m. Mr. Little, out.